How we doing, guys? It's Friday afternoon here on the Gold Coast. Me and Clay are trying to wind down a little bit after what has been an epic 10 days in Australia, right?
Yes, it's been pretty fast-paced.
It's been pretty crazy, but we'll get to that in a second. We're going to run you through the adventure that I just took Expedition Overland on to the heart of Australia, but we probably want to have a quick chat about the relationship, I suppose, between Patriot Campers now and Expedition Overland. Mate, where do you think this all started? Where did it come from?
Expedition Overland? It came out of desperation, actually. I had just come home from a trip to Africa, and all of my work fell through right as the economy in the US was really struggling. And it finally hit me at home, and I was walking into the house and I saw two outfitted trucks that I'd been working on as a hobby. I said, hey, maybe we could shoot a show on traveling and overlanding. Yeah. I got nothing else to lose. It was right at the end of, you know, as a cinematographer, it's feast and famine. You make your money and then you don't, and then you work to make more money. And I come to the end.
That's obviously your background,
yeah,
right?
That's my background.
Cinematography is your background.
Exactly.
And
video production.
It shows in the production quality of the show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So from there, it was like, oh, I'm sick of working for other people and having to, you know, find work and go do that. I think I need to do my own thing. And this is something I'm passionate about, and I know how to tell stories. So maybe we can go make it a show on traveling the world, and we can go see the world that way. Yep. And then that's how XO was born.
That's how it was born. And how long has it been running for now?
Right now, at this time, right at 8 years.
8 years.
Just over.
So I've been following Expedition Overland for, I'd probably say about 4 years, something like that. I became very familiar with your brand and what you guys were about when we launched into the United States in 2017.
Okay.
You guys seem to be at the forefront of the gear in the overlanding or touring industry in America. Where does that come from?
We set out with the intention from day one to run the best gear we possibly could, to shoot the best show we possibly could to our abilities, and work with the best people in the industry. That way, you're never in a position to compromise if you always are looking and working with the best. Yeah. So, and it's worked really well for us.
Why don't we talk about how that all sort of came together? How did you end up towing a Patriot camper? Let's fill these guys in with really how.
Yeah, you bet. Well, you guys, I think it was maybe Mick or somebody had wrote us an email, and then I didn't respond for some time because we're just busy doing stuff. And then eventually I came back and I saw, hey, there's this Patriot camper. I've seen these guys. I see what they're doing. We should just respond to them, see what they're up to, because I think they're building something pretty cool.
But were you familiar with our brand then, at that time?
I was.
You already knew?
I was already looking. I was already seeing what was out there. Because, you know, having an audience that we do, we have a lot of feedback that comes into us. Check these guys out. What do you think of these guys? You know, so anything that's good starts to come on the radar pretty quick. Even if we haven't found it, someone will tell us about it. Yep. So I believe that's how I found out about Patriot campers at that time. The real reason, I think when you boil it all down, the brass tacks of why XO wanted to work with Patriot campers, not because you guys have the best camper trailers, or it's because you're visionary. And that's what we try to be. Yep. You know, to the best of our abilities, and to partner with another visionary company. You're more than just a camper trailer company. Yep. You're designing things for new platforms and trucks. Yep. And you got bigger ideas. Now even being around here, you got even bigger ideas for the future beyond that. And it's that's the reason you want to partner with somebody, and that's why we partner with Patriot.
And that's key for us as well. That's why we wanted to partner with XO. For us, I agree, without the slightest bit of arrogance, we're not a camper trailer company, we're a lifestyle company. Yeah. We produce products to live a certain lifestyle, and for XO to promote that lifestyle, we are rapt to be a part of it. We're rapt to be associated with it.
Well, thank you.
We kind of, I suppose the first dealings that we really kind of had together, we hooked up at SEMA. You know, we met for the first time, and you know, we talked shop at SEMA and the possibilities of what we could do between, you know, the alignment of both of the brands. And I think, I don't know if you felt the same way, but after that dinner that night, it was like, mate, these are the guys for us.
Let's do this.
Sarah and I went home that night and we were like, they are the people that we want to partner with in the United States.
Thank you.
So we started discussing, the Tundra was coming up.
That was a big part of it.
That's the excitement on your face that night when I started discussing with you the Peacock range, which was still at that stage, it was still just only a thought in my head. It wasn't a reality.
Young. Yeah.
You know, we were building the Super Tours back here in Australia, and when you told me, I'm getting this new Tundra, and then I was like, well, mate, I've been thinking about doing this, and before you know it, Jack was on the plane, flying over to Montana and coming in and fitting the whole Peacock system out to the Tundra. Now, you weren't there when we did that build, or when Jack and the boys...
We tried everything to make it happen, but you know how things line up and timetables and stuff. Yeah, I was in Greenland.
What was your reaction when you walked back into the hangar and saw that thing?
I think a dream come true is the feeling that I would say.
Yep.
And it's so fun to walk in somewhere or get to a point when you can tangibly touch a dream.
Yeah.
You know, and I was very excited about it because I see the Peacock system as something so revolutionary and finally something up to the spec that it should be at.
That it should be. Yep.
You know, like there's a lot of other stuff out there, good stuff.
And good gear, yeah.
But this has also the aesthetics and the, I don't know, the design features, and design is in the looks.
You know, being the first person in the world, even before me, you know, to try that system out. And you've been running it for 6 months?
6 months now, hard.
6 months hard.
Every day we're using it, doing something with it.
Yep.
So, and if I was to back up to answer your previous question, it was the black truck that put you on the map with me.
Yeah.
When you broke the internet with the black truck, that was awesome.
And that was, that was how Patriot campers, I suppose that's how we roll on all of our products. We look at everything from a complete different perspective. We don't look at products from a commercial point of view, which, you know, in a commercial world, which is what Patriot campers is, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. We look at things, first of all, from a usability point of view. And I think it shines through everything that you touch that has a Patriot Campers logo on it. You know, it just works. And that being said, let's talk about the X1 and the X2. So you've been towing them around for about the same period of time?
Yeah, our initial plan was that we would tow an X1 around.
Yep.
And then we saw, we have a 200 series Land Cruiser, then we have the Peacock Tundra. Those can pull, the big trailers around too, but then we have 4Runners and Tacomas, and we're like, let's get the X2 in there.
Yep.
We had towed smaller trailers in the past too, and really found that the smaller trailers has a lot of advantages as well. So being able to get into the X2 and have the X1, we could experience both of them. And we ended up, we're gonna need this for one episode is what the thing was.
I remember
we'll take it out to this thing, and now we're using both of them all the time.
Yeah. What's your preference between the two?
Yeah, it's tough. For the family, X1. If you're gonna be catering a lot of people and working with a lot of people, especially if you're going and you're planting and you're base camping and you're setting up a camp and you're entertaining and you're having a great weekend, the X1, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
The X2, built for speed.
Yep.
And it's lighter. It has all the same functionalities of the X1, but it has it in a simpler form, in a lighter form, which then caters itself to speed. Yep. Which is how we roll a lot.
Same with us.
We're moving.
Same with us. When we go out on the trip, it's quick, on the move, and that X2 is, I'm not allowed to say it's like picking a favourite child.
Yeah, you can't.
But I think you can hear what I'm saying right there anyway. Let's talk about this week. What was the original plan for you coming out to Australia?
Well, the original plan was that we would fly down here. We'd do some stuff around. We shot some in the shops that are coming out later this year. Yep. And then we're going to head up to Fraser? Not Frazier, it's Fraser.
Fraser. Not Frazier. Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser Island.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We're going to go out there for 3 days.
Which is only 4 hours away from
here,
it's not
very
from the
far.
factory.
The question will always come up, well, what else can we do? And then that's a dangerous question because as soon as you say that, the plan's already changed. And we decided, well, I think we could probably make it to the geographic center of Australia in 7 days and back. Yep. And we should cross the Simpson Desert. And then Rob came in from HEMA.
And he just
concreted
it.
He looks at it, oh yeah, you can do that.
Yep. And that's how it happened. So the plan was we were going to go to Fraser Island for 4 days, which is a 4-hour trip from here, have a nice little holiday, show you some beach touring.
Yeah.
And then the Tasmanian Devil just whirlwind straight through Patriot campers between both of our teams. And we turned it into one of the most epic, I don't even know what other word to call it, 6,000 kilometres from the east coast of Australia to the geographical centre, across the Simpson Desert, back to the east coast, 6,000 Ks in 7 days.
7 days.
Let's rock, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. The first 1,600 kilometres, we drove from Gold Coast out to Birdsville. And what was your reaction when you actually got into Birdsville and saw the outback of Australia?
That in itself is another dream come true, because Kurt has been here before on several other expeditions, but Nate, Eric, and myself have never been to Australia. We've always heard about the outback, wanted to be there. It is a symbol of adventure. So to be out there, and especially at the iconic Birdsville bar, Roadhouse.
Yep.
It's like, you gotta pinch yourself, and this is really happening. This is really cool.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
You have to just go drive across it and experience it. And now that we have, man, this is one massive country.
It's pretty wild, huh?
It's a continent.
It's a wild country. Did you feel, you've done a lot of big trips, you know, Greenland and South America and all the other destinations that you've been to. How remote did you feel out in the Simpson Desert? When we got over Big Red over that first June and we started, you know, trudging that 3 days across the desert at 20 kilometres an hour, what was it like for you? How did it compare?
Sure. I think being in the outback where we were is in the top 3 of our remote locations that we've ever been.
Wow.
And it's probably number 2 to Greenland for me.
Wow.
Greenland is extremely remote.
Yep.
But yeah, outback, that far out there, that many kilometers with that little assistance. Next would be probably Bolivia. When we're out in the Salar de Uyuni, up in there.
Wow.
So, pretty remote.
79 series Land Cruiser. You don't have them in the United States.
Iconic.
Chop 200 series, twin turbo diesel. The 76, the HEMA Map Patrols. These are 3 brand new vehicles for you guys. What were your thoughts on the gear?
We can't beat the luxury of the 200. That's a standard. You know, anywhere in the world you go, if you get into a 200, it's going to be the best touring for comfort.
Yep.
Iconically, the 79 is really hot, and it was pretty fun to drive something that looked almost just like your black truck.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Very similar.
I can see how the longer extended wheelbase really helps.
On the Super Tourer?
Especially in the dunes.
And the corrugations.
And the corrugations. Like it rides a lot better.
Yeah.
The functionality of the P-Core system on the back, which is just part of the Super Tourer system on a Super Tourer, you can't beat the functionality of those systems. Being able to get out of your truck, go right back to the sides. You're not going around the back of the truck.
Yep.
It's just access, in and out, in and out.
And for like Nate and Eric, I noticed
efficient.
those guys were pretty pumped on it as well.
Yeah.
You know, it made life a lot easier.
You can live out of that thing so easy.
Yep.
So much better than like an enclosed SUV.
Yep.
And the longer wheelbase really made a difference. But they're so much fun to drive.
They are fun.
That's what it is. It's just fun to drive.
And the diesel 200 series, what do you think of that?
Power,
just low down.
Go. You know, just wah.
Yeah.
And the 76, just right.
They're just perfect.
We were, you know, we all talked in the car what it was. You know, would you buy one? And I would love to own I would love to own them all.
Yeah.
Is the answer. The 76 has like an iconic classic look.
Yeah.
You know, as well.
It just looks like an overlanding vehicle.
Yep.
So arriving out there at the geographical centre, mate, when we actually got out there, you know, we had that mad rush to get in there to catch the sunlight.
Yep.
We wanted to get there that night.
Yep.
How was the feeling when we arrived there and we saw that pole in the Australian
There's
flag?
nothing better than chasing light right before the finish, you know, completing an objective, especially one that big.
Yeah.
That, you know, just days before we had conceived.
Yeah.
So it was awesome to reach there, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty special, you know. If you were going to come on a trip and in such a short amount of time see so much of Australia and then get to the center of the continent, the feeling I had and the thought that crossed my mind at that point was that, well, from here we could go anywhere.
Yep.
And there's a whole lot more to see.
Yep. And there is a whole lot more to see. So what's next?
What's next with XO? For XO? We're working on a lot of things with what our direction is and what we want to do. We've always said amongst the team that XO needs to always make sense for us.
Yeah.
Because it's a passion thing.
Yeah.
This is passion. So we're looking at what that is right now so that we can always be true to ourselves, and then hopefully the audience will have a good time following along with what we're passionate about doing. So stay tuned.
That's awesome, mate. So guys, that's probably a bit of a wrap up on the XO team. You know what? That camera's on sticks. Everyone come in. Boys, come in. Come on, Eric.
Get in
come
here.
In. Get in here. So my audio's still good.
Get in here. Get in here.
Keep it rolling. Come on, get in here, Nate. All right, so this is the team from behind the scenes, from Expedition Overland. The boys that I think we've all had a really good time. We've all got to know each other really well. Guys, keep an eye out for the episodes that are coming out on the XO channel on the Overlander series.
Yep.
November this year, they're going to launch.
Yep.
If you want to know any more about the gear that we took, Patriot Campers is obviously now available in the United States, and for our customers here in Australia or overseas, the Simpson Desert trip. And look, it needs to be said, that was my first time to the Simpson as well.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been out there before, and I was glad to share the country with you guys, and can't wait for you boys to get back here. Thanks, guys.